Hey everyone, how we doing? On for review today is a new release from the house of Viktor and Rolf, and it is their second masculine fragrance on the market. Antidote, of course, being their first. This is Spicebomb. Now, Spicebomb was released in 2012, so it's a newbie, and it is by my favorite parfumer, Olivier Polge. Now, Olivier Polge is known for, of course, his fragrances such as Dior Homme Intense, Kenzo Homme, Kenzo Power, and a few other very good fragrances. So, let's talk about the presentation. First of all, there's two available sizes, a 3 ounce and, of course, a 50 ml. So they are giving you a little bit less juice. They're not giving you the 100 ml. It's a 90 ml. And the price point is anywhere from $55 to $90. So here's the box. It's nothing too special. And at the top here, you got the Viktor and Rolf. They tried to do their little stamp, like the wax stamp thing again. It doesn't look so good on this box, but that's okay. And of course, the bottle. The bottle is freaking stunning in my opinion. It is a super cool bottle. Looks like a grenade. Not really anything like this on the market. So you got the Viktor and Rolf right there. Spicebomb. Very cool. On the bottom you got a little sticker right here, like Lamal. Something that I'd like to mention is this little guy right here. Once I get him, yeah, hold him by this. This little guy right here. It's cool because once again, it's supposed to look like the wax stamp on an envelope, and of course you got the Viktor and Rolf right there. But the thing is this is like really cheap plastic. Really cheap plastic. This ring is like super. It's just, you know, it could be metal. If it was like the Lamal stopper, that'd be great, with like a nice little metal charm or whatever you want to call it hanging off would be great, because actually I could still spray this. You see that? And it's on. So that's a no-no, as far as I'm concerned. So other than this bottle looks really sweet, and the sprayer is freaking awesome. I'll show you right now. Do you see that? That's like awesome. This is like a Creed sprayer right here. The sprayer is awesome. No complaints as far as the sprayer itself or the bottle. Just this thing. This thing sucks. It's just for decoration as far as I'm concerned, and honestly it makes the bottle look a little cheap. This of course is supposed to be the pin that you're removing from a grenade. Chuck it. So, this is a 3 ounce right here. Now let's get into the note breakdown. At the top, you got bergamot and grapefruit. In the middle, you got elemi and pink pepper. And at the base, leather, tobacco, and vetiver. Now, I'm going to take a moment to explain to you what elemi is. E-L-E-M-I. I actually don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm pretty sure, though, that that's how it's pronounced. It's actually resins from tropical trees. And the scent that it gives off is supposed to be like a lemony pine sort of a feel, which is actually valid because you get a pine undertone, and when I just sprayed it, you get lemon. Okay, so when I first sprayed this fragrance, what does it smell like? It smells like lemon, grapefruit, and of course bergamot, with a huge blast of pepper. It's actually pretty bracing. The opening is beautiful. Absolutely amazing, in my opinion. Gorgeous, gorgeous opening. Now, the freshness from the fruit goes away pretty quickly, though, and it turns into more of a night out fragrance, not as much a casual fragrance. The name itself is somewhat misleading, although I will say this: pepper is a huge role in this fragrance. If you do not like pepper, heed my warning. You don't like pepper at all, you're not going to like this. Pepper is the second main note in this fragrance on my skin. Pepper, pepper, pepper. I get a lot of it, and it's in your face, especially at the beginning. You don't like pepper, you're not going to like this. And if you're allergic to pepper, you might sneeze. I'm just throwing that out there. Actually, I have had a few people mention that it kind of makes them want to sneeze a little bit. That also means, you might want to go easy on the trigger. Pepper, pepper. A lot of it. Now, what it smells like to me after that great initial blast, about 15 minutes into the fragrance, because you get about 15 minutes of this great lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, and pepper, and it smells great. It's great. It gets into the mid, which starts to smell like tobacco, honey, some remnants of the bergamot, and pepper. Those are the pointers in the fragrance. Those 4 notes. And the bergamot is in the background. The pepper and the tobacco are in the forefront. And, of course, you got some woody undertones in there as well. So, comparisons to what this smells like to me. If you've gotten your nose on this guy right here, Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, you have an alright idea of what this fragrance is mostly going to smell like. Tobacco Vanille being one of my favorite fragrances of all time, this actually smells very similar, only with an added freshness and pepper. It's a great substitute for Tobacco Vanille if you don't feel like spending that extra cash. Although I will say that for the big bottle, it's almost as much as, like a Chanel fragrance. It is as much as a Chanel fragrance, and it's almost as much as some of the cheaper niche fragrances. So you are already spending a pretty penny on this fragrance. So that's all up to you. Comparing the two, Tobacco Vanille is $195 and this is $90. So you're saving $100 if you really like Tobacco Vanille. Only difference, like I said, is this has an added freshness with some of those citruses in the beginning, and pepper. Also a little bit of the woody undertone that Tobacco Vanille doesn't really have. So yeah, that's pretty much what the fragrance smells like. Is a sweet tobacco with some like vanilla undertone, even though vanilla is not in the note lineup, with some added resins and freshness from the bergamot. Basically is what it's going to smell like with that added pepper. Now, versatility with this fragrance. Honestly, I'd say that if you like pepper, grab it. But because of the price point and because of the fact that it's got more of that night out, mature feel to it with the tobacco, I'd say 20 and up. This definitely probably isn't going to be the greatest for high schoolers. If you're 25, going to the bars, you got like a more mature outlook on life. I don't really know. You like those more resinous type fragrances, the tobaccos, the resins. Definitely try this out. It is a very good fragrance. As far as longevity with this fragrance, I've been testing it for about 2 weeks now since it came out. I've had the bottle, and basically it tricks me every once in a while. I get anywhere between 6 and 10 hours. Sometimes I get in between. I don't really know what the deal is with it, but longevity is pretty spotty on my skin. But you're getting at least 6 hours out of it, so that's good. The main part of that fragrance, the main part that's going to last for the most is definitely the tobacco and the resins. Definitely don't purchase this fragrance based off the initial blast, because it only sticks around for about 10 to 20 minutes depending on what your skin is like. For me, it's more 15-20. Now, the projection on this for the first hour is beastly. I usually stick with 3 sprays with this one. Front of the neck, although you might want to be careful with the front of the neck. If the pepper can be pretty in your face, I'm pretty sure you don't want to be sneezing all over everyone because of that pepper. So you might want to do back of the neck. So I do front of the neck and one on each wrist. That's good for me. That's all I need. And this really reminds me of the type of fragrance that you'd be using going out clubbing, going to the bar. Basically, you're hitting on someone, and this is the type of fragrance you want to be wearing. It reminds me of something that would be in the realm of Musc Ravageur, Le Male, Tobacco Vanille. You want a fragrance that's along those lines that makes you kind of think of those type of fragrances, even Sheer Ghee a little bit. This is a good substitute. You can definitely smell this out. Although I will say this, I'm pretty sure so far this is only released at Nordstrom. You cannot find this at Sephora. I had to order mine offline. I had to blind buy it. But I was very impressed with Viktor and Rolf's Antidote, so I just went ahead and bought this, especially because it's by my favorite Parfumé, Olivier Polge, and I have not been disappointed yet by him. So, that being said, if you cannot get yourself a sample of this, definitely check around, see if you can purchase a sample. It is kind of a hefty price for a designer fragrance. But like I said, this is a very good substitute for Tobacco Vanille. Very good substitute. So, the compliment factor with this. I've had middle of the road. I've had anything from, that's really sexy to you make me want to sneeze, dude. So, like I said, heed my warning as far as that pepper. A lot of people don't like to smell pepper in the fragrances because it's very in your face. It's glowing. The pepper doesn't go away. This pepper in this fragrance lasts throughout the whole thing. And I gotta say, I went over to Base Notes and I was looking at some comments on this fragrance. Bubblegum? No. There's nothing bubblegum-ish about this fragrance at all. This is a very bracing, in-your-face fragrance. No bubblegum. It's not sweetened up enough to even be reminiscent of bubblegum. So, honestly, a few of those comments are really misleading. Just wanted to throw that out there. As far as the whole rating on this fragrance, for me, personally, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I love the bottle. This thing sucks. And the fragrance isn't really that versatile. I would wear it for fall and winter. Personally, I would wear it all year long because I don't care. I wear this guy all year long. I wear this in the summertime, so why wouldn't I wear this in the summertime? But for most people, especially if you have a larger collection of fragrances, I would say that this is primarily for the fall and the winter, not so much for spring and summer. So, 8.5 out of 10, very similar to Tobacco Vanille. Definitely a great fragrance by Olivier Polge. I haven't really smelled anything else by Olivier Polge that's even close to the way this plays out. This is pretty much his first take on a fragrance like this that I've smelled anyways. And, I mean, he's done night out fragrances, yes, like Dior Homme and Dior Homme Intense. But this night out fragrance is much more masculine with the tobacco and the pepper. So he did very well on his first fragrance that's composed with those type of notes. So props to you, Olivier Polge, and props to Viktor and Rolf for this fragrance because it's a good one. Definitely check it out. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will talk to you all later.